On the surface, Chaeyeon is an unassuming presence in tripleS. She's loud, emotional, and a bit crazy, yeah. Some of you may even be wondering, why make a deep dive on her at all? Just talk about her background in your tripleS era series when she comes up. Oh, you sweet summer child. This idol. Her career is an iceberg that delves deeper into the K-pop industry than any other idol we've covered so far. Even though she was born in December 2004, she has a resume that competes with even the most successful third-gen idols. I mean, just look at this. Okay, let me level with you guys. Guys, I will never know everything about Chaeyeon. She has so much content. I mean, so much content. Like, I just bumped into NewJeans' Hyerin pre-debut while perusing her stuff. She's been a legitimate full-time entertainer. But I would like to show you the secret to how she kept her positive energy in spite of facing so many challenges from a young age, not the least of which was workplace harassment. We're gonna go through a ton of those acting roles, MC roles, guest roles, and three K-pop debuts. Chaeyeon has been on a journey that you'll see proves she is anything but a gag character. Shall we begin? Let's go all the way back to the very beginning. Chaeyeon was born on December 4th, 2004 in the Gangbuk district of Seoul, South Korea, and has a sister 11 years older than her and a brother 8 years younger. I don't have footage, so pretend these are them. Now, almost every source says Chaeyeon made her childhood acting debut playing a kindergartner in this 2008 movie, Scandal Makers, but I couldn't recognize her, so maybe? But her first confirmed memory of being a child actor came in 2nd grade. One day, I was walking down the street with my parents when a talent agency specializing in child actors asked me if I wanted to become a celebrity. My parents were skeptical at first, but they encouraged me to give it a try. I was in the 2nd grade. Still, Chaeyeon wasn't really dreaming of becoming a celebrity. She was thinking more along the lines of daycare center teacher or race car driver. When I was in the 3rd grade, I got to play a child in the drama called Seohyun, the original story. I played a minor role dressed as a beggar, and I think I was on TV for about 2 seconds. It was fascinating to see myself on TV. I think that's when I became convinced of my dream to become a celebrity. And that opened the floodgates. She acted in minor roles in dramas like The Queen's Classroom and Ugly Alert. I'd show you footage of her, but like, there's 149 episodes of these series. I'm not gonna find her. Trust me, I tried. But let's not forget about her music career. She first got into K-pop in elementary school because of SHINee's Sherlock, and then practiced dances like GOT7's If You Do and AOA's Heart Attack, the latter of which she performed at her school's talent show. Following her passion, she eventually stumbled upon the child group QDL, who was looking for members for their 2nd generation, and she got in. Not to mention more acting roles, like in July 7th, which I couldn't confirm because I'm not sure it exists on the internet, and Taza the Hidden Card, which I have reason to believe she was cut out, but it is what it is. I swear you'll actually get to see clips of her acting, just give me a minute. So when you're this busy when you're only 10 years old, you make some sacrifices.
내가 초등학교 6학년 때 수련회를 이제 가는 거야. 근데 이제 수련회 가면은 뭐가 포인트야? 장기자랑.
장기자랑?
장기자랑을 친구들이랑 준비를 했어. 친구 5명, 나 포함해서. 그래서 춤을 준비해 갔다, 친구들이랑. 근데 딱 수학여행이랑 날짜가 겹치는 촬영이 생긴 거야. 근데 그때는 이제 어렸으니까 울었지. 친구들한테도 미안했고 같이 준비했는데. 그런 부분에서 우리는 조금 되게 아쉬움이 남지 않을까.
Now, despite all these schedules, there isn't a lot of QDL content on the internet, at least anymore. But it's clear Chaeyeon got a ton of onstage experience from it though, cause just look at some of these crowds. It was 2017 when she outgrew the role and left to debut in her own full-fledged K-pop group, Busters, who most of their stuff was also lost to time, so, I mean, come on, stop deleting YouTube channels. But not all their stuff, thanks to some archives if you want to check them out. And you might recognize 2 of her teammates, Classy's Hyungsa and Maiden/Kepler's Yesa. Now, get ready for a shock if you haven't heard it before. Chaeyeon was 12 years old when she debuted in Busters. You heard that right, she debuted younger than Sohyun. Granted, she was a week away from turning 13, but that isn't really a consolation. This is her, barely 13 years old, performing on Music Core. If this doesn't show you how much experience she's had in the industry compared to every other member of tripleS, I don't know what will. And it's not like her acting career went on pause or anything, because she was still going full blast with more small television and film roles, like Us or Haru. See, told you you'd see actual footage. And notably, she emceed for the first time on this children's cooking show, which was also hosted by Everglow's EU and IZ*ONE's Yena before they debuted. Small world. Now, her emceeing was gonna reach the next level if she passed her audition for the role of Hani on Boni Hani, a long-running live-action kids show that was beloved by children all around the nation since 2003. It was a long shot, but worth a try. I passed the first round of auditions and had a final audition at the studio. When I got the news that I passed and was Hani, I honestly couldn't believe it. I was so excited to be on the show, especially since I had been watching it since I was a kid. Even my sister thought it was a lie until she watched the first episode in January of this year and saw it for herself. My parents also bragged about me on social media. This was the iconic role that so many people know her for, tripleS members included. They really, and I mean really, like bringing it up.
도자기 클래스 끝나고 추억 여행을 하려다가 본의 아니게
본의 아니? 그거 아니야? 그 레코드에 그 채연 언니 그 본의 아니 시절 올라온 적 있어. 아니 나 처음에 그거 보고 충격 먹었어.
하연 너무 절 좋아해요.
Of course, Chaeyeon cherishes each and every time it's brought up.
아까 본의 아니 봤던 친구도 있었대요.
더 이상 한이 아니에요.
채연 알아? 채연 하니? 진짜 알아? 여기잖아. 머리가 길었어요. 한이 했을 때 언니가 머리가 짧았는데.
And still, her career was as busy as ever. She did commercials, played the live streamer Queen Hera on the web drama My YouTube Diary, and hosted live study sessions for students on the Milk Tea Time channel, which she also sang an intro for. Milk Tea Time, 공부 놀이터, 나는 좋아, Milk Tea Time. So now, being up on the stage and a full-on host for a beloved kids show, Chaeyeon's career started slipping into her school life too.
학교에서는 어쨌든 친구들이 저를 공인으로 바라봐 주잖아요.
아, 연예인으로.
그쵸? 제가 그래서 쉬는 시간마다 책을 읽었어요.
아, 혹시 보여주기 위함인가요?
거의 내 급인데. 그래서
네.
마음속으로 너무 졸려서 엎드려서 자고 싶었는데
네. 어떤 책인지 기억은 나요?
약간 에세이
에세이?
에세이랑
아.
근데 이제 솔직하게는 학기 말 되니까 이제 그때는 책을 안 읽었던 것 같아요. 그때는 그냥 좀 자보기도 하고
네,
그런 것 같아요.
Alright, before I forget, if you're enjoying the video, make sure to show your support by leaving a like. And of course, subscribe for videos just like this one to be delivered straight to you. So pause. Up until now, we've just been following the facts behind Chaeyeon's career without really asking why. Why any of this? It's always easy to look at a K-pop star and go, well, they just wanted to dance or sing or get rich or... Wait, no, that isn't right. But this is where Chaeyeon has really surprised me with just how consistent her motivations have stayed throughout the years. Take a look at this secret base from a few months ago.
제 꿈이기도 하지만 저를 보고 여러분이 행복하셨으면 좋겠어요. 그러면 저는 그걸 보고 또 행복하거든요. 그게 제가 살아가는 이유이기도 하고 그냥 어렸을 때부터 그런 생각을 하면서 살아왔고 요즘도 뭐 다를 거 없고 네.
The skeptical among you might be thinking, well, she's just saying that because she's an idol. Well, how much do you want to bet? Because for the longest time, Chaeyeon has been both talking the talk and walking the walk. Almost every role she had around 2019 was about helping people grow and spreading joy. The various educational kid shows and the K-pop group. In this interview from then, she says, "In the future, I want to share more laughter by appearing in entertainment as well as acting and music. I'm still young and my fans are young, so I want to become an entertainer who can grow with them." Or recently, take a look at this signal. This one really got me.
여기 러시가 진짜 그 극강의 이들만 모여 있는 곳이라.
When I first watched this, I thought, wow, what an extrovert. She's just being her zany self. But just a bit later in the same signal,
나 진짜 당황했어 언니. 갑자기 머리 넘겨서 안녕하세요.
왜냐면 하루 종일 저런 데서 텐션 높이려면은 힘드시거든요. 저 같은 사람도 있고 해야죠.
This is when I realized there is a method to Chaeyeon's madness. She's known for being loud in the life of the party, but she herself says it. There has to be someone like her. She wants to contribute by lifting people's spirits. That's the reason she's kept challenging herself, taking on new roles, and done things others might find a bit humiliating. It's all part of her dream. I can only admire that.
이런 여기를 준비하다 보면은 막 친구들이랑 놀 시간도 없고 아쉬움들이 많을 텐데 왜 언니는 계속 이거를 하고 싶다라고 생각이 들었어.
일단 내 꿈이니까. 그런 부분에서 아쉬움은
그치.
있긴 한데 그래도 우리는 우리 분야에서 우리 위치에서 열심히 하고 있는 거라고 생각하거든.
But yeah, don't get me wrong, she's still a bit over the top sometimes.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say.
Still, just because you have good intentions doesn't mean the people around you do. And that was something Chaeyeon eventually had to face on Boni Hani. Yes, I'm going to briefly touch on the, can you call it a controversy? Basically some of what I can only describe as workplace abuse. I think many of you have seen this clip or at least heard of it. While it's basically censored by this guy who happens to walk in front of the camera, in the full clip you can hear a very clear impact sound. And I mean, these expressions don't exactly scream, ha 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 ha, funny punch joke, good one, that's a good one. People who noticed this were pretty understandably outraged, which led to another clip surfacing of a cast member calling Chaeyeon not nice things. I'll go with not nice things. That's a gentle way of saying some absolute horseshit. If you really want to read more, I'll link to a Reddit post in the description, viewer discretion advised, but essentially all parties involved, including Chaeyeon, denied the physical abuse claim. But then I guess the verbal abuse stuff was just too much, so EBS gave an official statement which essentially said, "We apologize for showing this violence and harassment. We are suspending and removing the 2 cast members responsible," which is pretty decent. I'm glad those guys were gone and Chaeyeon was able to continue her job, but like it goes to show how messy things behind the scenes can really be in the entertainment industry. Chaeyeon since then hasn't directly commented on the controversy, and I'm pretty sure she wants to put it behind her, but there is something she said to Hyerin later which might give us some consolation.
지금 와서 생각해보면 조금 미숙했던 점들도 있었던 것 같고 근데 이게 나중에 가서는 그게 너의 경험이 되는 거고
그치.
나의 경험이 되는 거니까
맞아.
그런 부분에서는 되게 도움이 되는 것 같아. 어떤 일이 와도 잘 해낼 수 있을 거라고 믿어. 아 이거 울컥하게.
찐으로?
어.
It was 2020 when she left Busters, and 2021 when she left Boni Hani, moves to help her focus on the next step in her career. She hosted a quiz show, signed with the acting agency YK Media Plus, but left the next year when fate led her to Modhaus. I actually don't know how she was casted. I think she hasn't told us, but
저를 모르시는 분들 그리고 또 알고 계시는 분들 되게 많은 준비도 하고 그리고 열심히 준비해서 멋진 모습으로 꼭 나타나고 싶은 마음이 컸습니다. 나도 내 자리에서 내가 해야 될 일을 잘 지키며 해야겠구나 라는 생각이 큰 것 같아요.
And finally, there she was, S4. If you want to hear more about this era, make sure to check out my tripleS Chaeyeon era video, which will be out a few months after this is published, so get subscribed. Yeah, I'd make it faster, but I got 2 other girls to cover in between then, sorry. Even in tripleS, she got to flex her emceeing skills like with Yubin in Dream Center Study Room, where they joked around with K-pop idols. And what I find funny is Armored Saurus, a series she filmed in middle school, took a couple years to get to syndication, so she did some promotion work for it at the house.
사실 아모드사우루스가 시즌2가 이제 방영을 하는데 저는 제가 출연만 할 줄 알았지 오스트를 부르게 될 줄은 정말 몰랐어요. 네. 많이 사랑해주세요. 트리플S도 많이
공룡
사랑해주세요.
타고 다녀?
네,
아, 나
어린
봤어. 그
친구들.
로봇
맞아요, 맞아요.
느낌.
기계 공룡.
제가
어린 친구들.
이거 채연이 알기 전에 사실 그걸로 처음 알았어요. 그 드라마.
아 진짜요?
어.
The members will still bring up the song she sang for the OST.
힘이 다시 올 때까지 따라따따따.
근데 그 노래 진짜 좋아.
진짜? 이거 열심히 녹음했어요.
How charming. Which means now we're at the present day. She recently did another impressive stint as a reoccurring guest on GOT7 Youngjae's radio show, and even reconnected with some old colleagues. With all her experience in the industry from before, she's been able to help the less experienced members, literally all of them, and find a new side to herself.
언니가 성격이 뭔가 멤버들을 리드해주고 이런 성격을 내 시끌벅적한데 그런 거 언니가 한 번에 딱 이렇게 제어를 해주니까
저는 사실 리더십 스스로는 없다고 생각하는데 트리플스 하면서 좀 생긴 것 같아. 개인적으로 이거를 뭔가 제재하고 그 다음 걸 이어가고 그런 능력치가 조금 쌓아진 것 같아요. 감사합니다, 모다우스.
But you might be thinking, wow, tripleS sure is a huge leap from all her other roles. I mean, the concepts are so much more mature. Well, I'd like to leave off this video with Chaeyeon talking about Girls Never Die. Here you go.
진짜 걸스 네버 다이. 이 제목도 너무 마음에 들고 네버 다이. 죽지 않는다. 절대 죽지 않는다. 그리고 뭔가 이건 좀 개인적인 이야기일 수 있지만 걸스 네버 다이 속 가사가 뭔가 엄청 공감이 갔어요, 저는. 가사지 받고 제 파트가 아닌 부분도 뭔가 저의 인생 같기도 하고 정말 포기하지 않고 계속 도전을 해왔기 때문에 너무 항상 감사드리고 제가 어디에 있든 언제 어디서나 든든하게 제 곁을 지켜주셔서 감사합니다.
Thanks for watching, everyone. So what did you think about Chaeyeon's story? Leave a comment and a like if you enjoyed. If you want to hear my absolute favorite Chaeyeon moments and support what I do on my channel, check out my Patreon for a bonus video. Link in the description. Or if you want more tripleS content, check out the first episode of my new tripleS Era series. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Annyeong!